be live. Make sure everything's working, everything's all good, sounds all good.
Need that champagne. Really need some.
Alex, if you could just like verify if everything's working properly, if you can.
I could if you send me a flipping link because I don't know where it is in like your 10
everything's all
million
good.
channels.
Sounds all good. Oh wait, here we go. I'm hearing my sound somewhere.
MickeyMoTionZ extra.
Alex, if you could just like verify if everything's
It's normal
working properly.
MickeyMoTionZ. Got. Yeah, I think I'm here.
You in there?
I'm here. Jesus, for Christ, you've had a lot of people.
I think we should be live. If everything's still working good, just tell us in the comments if you can hear us.
Wow, we have got a lot of people watching, and I think I might need to bring my camera this way a bit so then people can see me better.
Alright. I think we're all good. Alright, let me just tweet out the stream, first of all, before we start off.
And this is where the race was being live streamed.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, I think we're ready then. I've got my notes here as well, so...
I don't really need notes. You have like 10 million notes. I just sort of sit here.
I just got the worst memory, so like I just need notes. So yeah.
Get on my levels.
By the way, Alex, you could just like turn your camera down because of like, you know, on podcast I have like half your face, half your camera, or whatever.
I've already just literally turned it. Or is it gone up?
No, I mean like move your camera like.
I moved it down and then it's gone back up again. I don't know why I did that. I literally just adjusted it.
A bit more high. You don't want to go too low. Don't want to see your privates.
Yeah, I'm not even going that low, man. What the fuck? Yeah, that's the Chatterbait stream at 11 o'clock. Anyway,
swiftly moving on. So that was a pretty cool race. Jesus Christ, like so much stuff to talk about. Like so many crashes, so many overtakes. Like, well, I guess not that many overtakes, but Jesus.
Definitely a lot of overtakes. I think that's better than Spain. I mean, maybe I'm saying that because I'm a Hamilton fan, but I think we saw more decent racing there and just more risk as a whole. You know, they did one fuck up. You know, that was it. So yeah, what an amazing race, without a doubt, and just so much we can discuss. I think we should just jump straight in. For starters, of course, it was raining. Mercedes having to do team orders.
Jesus, yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go down later on.
Yeah, like the race. Wait, first of all, the race started off with like what? With wet conditions, no, it wasn't virtual safety car conditions because it was too wet to race. There was a few laps where we didn't have nothing happening, and then suddenly the race went on the way, and then all hell broke loose with flipping Kvyat having issues as well. Had to go into the pits, and then coming back into the pits, coming out, and then going back into the pits, and then finally solving his issue after changing his steering wheel or something like that. I don't know how that worked out, but he was struggling to shift his gears for some reason, but then his issue got sorted. But then he was one lap behind, and then his race pretty much got ruined. But yeah, there were several crashes taking place as well in the wet conditions. We had Palmer as well, flipping.
That was a zebra crossing. That's the first time a zebra crossing has ever taken out a Formula One racing car. Can you believe it? I never thought I'd be saying those words in my entire life. Like, just freak accident. You couldn't do anything about it. The car basically aquaplane because the paint's slippery and wet. So he just went off, and if he just went onto a normal road and it was raining and you saw the paint, you see how slippery it is. Just doing that on an F1 car, you're finished.
Yeah, it's not easy with these cars as well. Low grip. Obviously with these engines, of course, there's going to be a lot more torque as well.
Especially with a car like the Renault, which doesn't have much downforce.
Yeah, so it's not.
That easy. If he can't do it, yeah, come on, he was finished.
Yeah, and then pretty much what else happened? But with Raikkonen as well, having contact later on in the race as well, going into the barriers, and then literally affecting a few other drivers as well, like Massa, and who else was it? It was Massa and someone else was involved.
When the barriers?
Contact. Yeah, when Raikkonen like literally went too wide and touched the barriers. It was Grosjean. And then Grosjean was raging again, as always.
Yeah, Raikkonen, man, I don't know. He obviously didn't know it was stuck like that at the time, so I don't know what penalty he's going to be getting. I've heard he's broken a pretty serious regulation doing that, actually. So I still wouldn't be surprised if he gets something like a 10-place grid drop or
right.
Something like that. I don't think a race ban, but yeah, Raikkonen just having the worst day ever. And it wasn't much better for Vettel either. He didn't have a particularly great race.
Yeah, it just never really worked out for him right from the start. Didn't even have much of a good qualification as well. But yeah, it just didn't work out. The team just wasn't working well. No grip at all on the track at all. And yeah, that's pretty much how it flipping ended up for Ferrari. And as a Ferrari fanboy, right here, just wasn't a good race. And Massa, I'm a Massa fanboy as well. It just didn't seem to work out that well for him as well. But yeah, moving on. Perez. What happened to Perez? Yeah, Perez managed to switch tyres at the right time, didn't he?
And
Right
he was
into the
probably on the
interchange
best
conditions.
compound. Because the harder the compound, the better it's going to work in these cooler conditions. That's why we saw people on the soft and super soft do better than those on the ultra.
Right.
It's basically Mercedes. So Perez was arguably on the best tyre, but I don't think he had the car for it really to get to second or first.
Second or first, yeah.
Which is a real shame because I think as a driver he had the pace for it. But Perez, he's not signed with a big team. They were discussing this in Sky earlier, and I have to agree. Why is he not signed with someone like Ferrari now?
Yeah,
or,
should be replacing Raikkonen in my opinion.
He's arguably the best driver in the midfield team, but at the same time, maybe 2017 with the new Aero packs that Force India could be something unbelievable. I mean, they're obviously trying to sell the team at the moment, so it'd be interesting to see what they can do.
When you sell a team, it doesn't really work out that well unless your name is Haas.
Yeah, but I know there was talks of Aston Martin, but they've obviously switched to Red Bull because of the access to Adrian Newey. But yeah, it's a real shame that he's not been signed with a bigger team because I think he's a driver that could get some serious results. I think 2013 wasn't his best year, and in fact 3 years ago when he was here with McLaren, he obviously had the worst race ever. So
Yeah.
it's amazing to see how he's progressed as a driver, and another podium just like after Mexico. Not Mexico, it was where did he get the podium? Was it USA?
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember.
I think it was USA. I know. Let us know in the comments, guys. So yeah, he's done an amazing job. Yeah, driver of the day apart from Lewis in my view.
Yeah, Ricardo was unfortunate as well with his tire issues.
Today.
Yeah, the flipping team just ruined it for him pretty much. And the problem is that they have this usual place where the engineers are, where they can see everything, what's going on. They can see the garage behind them. But because of the way the layout Monaco is, there's no space for all the the team engineers and all that stuff to have a look at everything. What's happened is the engineers is actually on top of where the mechanics are. So you see that the mechanics are like here, and like the engineers and all the other important people are at the top. So they won't be able to see anything. So what happened was mechanics saw that of course they had to go for the pits, but they didn't know which tires to go for. So literally, they can't just make the decision themselves. So they had to just wait for for the okay, literally the confirmation for them to get the right tires for Ricciardo, so that he can obviously get a good race. But it's disappointing for Ricciardo. You can see Ricciardo was so mad.
It's a common problem at Monaco, unfortunately. He's not the first driver to have that issue. Anthony Davidson in 2007. There's a video of him when he comes into the pits and the mechanics weren't ready. Wasn't there the situation in 2011 with Hamilton? The mechanics weren't ready for him as well, so he's not the first driver and probably won't be the last. I personally think if I was the Monaco Grand Prix race organisers, I would consider looking at the facilities and maybe making adjustments so that doesn't keep happening, because it is annoying. But of course, the end of it's team sport. I will just throw some fuel onto the fire. Would people have the same remorse if that was Hamilton? Just think about that. Anyway, before someone tries to lynch me, let's go further down the field. Haas, we did mention about Grosjean. Gutierrez, how has he still got to drive?
Money.
I mean, he's just he doesn't. They don't need the money for Haas actually, because they've got a very good backing from NASCAR. So I don't get why Ferrari wanted to put Grosjean in. No, not Grosjean. They wanted to put Gutierrez in instead of Verne, who was the other option. So
Verne's a brilliant driver as well.
He could have done that. Think of what they'll be doing with those two. But maybe they wanted to someone from the American continent, whatever. I don't know, but yeah, Gutierrez showing his issues again. But I think one team we've forgotten is McLaren Honda. Wow.
Yeah, Jesus.
They are They're on the way. They're on the way. I think given next year, they'll be one of the top teams again. You can tell that this year's definitely much better. They do struggle still with the power unit, but it does sound better. It does look noticeably faster. And Alonso, wow, 5th place.
But that's not because of the car. That's Alonso. That's Alonso bringing the car into 5th place. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I don't think they would have been able to have done it with last year's car without a doubt. Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
It does show they are getting there slowly. And of course, we are going to Canada next. So unfortunately, Alonso will have to complain about saving fuel again. If you remember that team radio. But yeah, and Button got a decent result as well. So McLaren are on it. But what about Rosberg? Ooh, dear, that.
It was only like the first few laps, and he was just struggling and struggling. He couldn't.
I can't drive it. I can't drive it.
I don't know what was going on there. So literally, just had to let Hamilton through. Like that was quite pathetic, to be honest. But I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if he had a problem with his car. I think that was just him himself. Like,
I heard something about brakes. Hulkenberg winning troll of the race there, just overtaking.
Oh my god! In the last lap,
it's like if you're having a bad day. If you're having a bad day, he lost 6 at the last moment. So that's even better for Hamilton because now he's in a race win gap for the championship. He could technically lead championship after Canada if something amazing happened. But wow, okay then, that's a thing. It's happened.
It's interesting because we don't know what's going to happen with Mercedes. Who are they going to like have a preference to in the next few races?
Well, I think will they even have to worry about that? It could just be between those two again. I think Red Bull are quick, but they're not going to be championship contenders. They'll be where they were in 2014, I think, this year. But let's see how the power unit for Renault really handles in Canada when they can actually put it to test. But Ricciardo definitely looked like he was still struggling on the straights. I don't think they're not there yet. They're better, which is good, but they're not at a Mercedes level. I think that's going to take some going for. Mercedes are a year ahead in development still.
Yeah, I agree. We also missed out on Verstappen crashing out. That was such a shame.
I was about to say Verstappen. That was a carbon copy of Coulthard in 2008. A lot of incidents today, actually. If you guys remember the 2008 race, exactly the same. In a way.
Wet conditions as well.
Wet start, went to dry at the end. Hamilton winning and all that stuff. Red Bull's having trouble. It's the same situation, and I just think it was a little bit of a homage to that, the real modern F1 with races from the past. It is like that. So it's
deja vu.
Yeah, deja vu. So yeah, but Verstappen, inexperienced, he's had a tough weekend. I think he could have been a real contender for the race win.
I think he was always nervous from the start. I don't know, there was something about it. I think maybe because of what happened last year, maybe.
I thought it was more, pressure's on him now after Spain.
Yeah.
I think now it will drop off a bit. The guy's 18. Red Bull cannot have a go at him for it because he's doing an amazing job. I'd be like, just let it fly, let him learn. I still think he was doing a good job anyway. He was up to 14th at one point, if I'm correct. So he was climbing slowly, doing what he can. So I think he was doing a really good job anyway, and would have gotten some serious points today had that not happened. I think he could have been up there with Rosberg and Hulkenberg at the end.
He definitely could have done some damage today, but I don't know, man. Like I don't know if he's going to be able to cope with the next few races at all with the pressure that he's currently has at the moment. And of course, Canada's obviously another difficult track to drive around, of course, as well.
I think he'll be fine. He just needs to get some good results. Doesn't need to worry about wins. Just get into the top 5 daily.
Yeah.
Which I think is in his skill range. I think he'll be fine.
The problem is this is like negative hype at the moment. With Red Bull, of course, with the issues that they're having with Ricciardo and Verstappen now as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to pull themselves up for the next few races and try and at least get another win again. Maybe you never know. Maybe another win in Canada. Maybe.
I could see it happening. I wouldn't rule out Ferrari out of a win either. If they get their shit together. I mean, seriously.
Jesus Christ, Ferrari, man. What is going on with Ferrari? I don't know if they're going to have some serious talks with, what's his name, Arriva Bene.
I think if they want to win the championship now, they can't do it this year. It's just no chance. They have to quit this year and focus on next year again, because next year's an aerodynamic year again. It will be much better for the new team to come in and actually work on the car properly. make no mistake about it, Ferrari has the capability to win a championship. They've got this ego issue, which I've talked about before. They're Ferrari; they can do anything. And the fact is, they're not the team that was with Schumacher and Braun back in the day. They're really not. So some questions are going to be asked, and definitely, if I was Vettel, I'd be kicking myself right now because he could have had a pretty solid car this year had he stayed. But of course, that is looking in hindsight. At the time, thought Red Bull were finished. So they've got some questions to ask. But yeah, real shame.
I think Ferrari will definitely be struggling in the next few races, but it depends on, I don't know, because like these last few years, no matter what Ferrari do, they always seem to be ending up in like that second place, third place position on the Constructors' Championship. They seem to do well in certain races, and then the rest of the races they seem to do quite badly. And then it gets to like the last race where they're like just about competing again, and then that's it. It's just back to the new year.
I thought they were really back there. Like, look, they were getting some strong results. They were constantly in third behind Mercedes, exactly where they needed to be that year.
Right.
So they came into this year thinking they've got a good chance, and they're just back to where they're not 2014, but they're definitely not where they were last year. Last year they were winning races, and the moment Mercedes messed up, they were there to win it. So if they got some questions to ask. The power units are not good either. It's a good power unit with speed, but not good when it comes to reliability.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Also, the 2015 power units in the Sauber and Toro Rosso.
And Haas.
Haas 2016, they're fine.
It's that's true, yeah.
It's their 2K15 units, so they've got some questions about what they're going to do about that, because there's pressure from the smaller teams, their customers as well, who don't have to use their power unit. I mean, Toro Rosso could swap to Honda or something. Same with Sauber. If you've got Honda coming up slowly next year, that could be a problem. You could lose customers, and people are going to want to get a Honda unit instead, because that's going to be a good unit next year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all these teams will perform next year. And another performance, a terrible performance. Which we already know who he is. I'm going to be talking about is Sauber. What the hell was going on there with the team orders?
You know what? It's really sad to see Sauber as a whole where they are right now. I mean, they've got barely any sponsors. In 2012, everyone thought they might be back as an independent properly. I mean, they've struggled ever since BMW departed. So I'm going back quite a few years. Ever since then, they've been a midfield team, and I thought, in 2012 they might be where they should be where Force India are right now, and that's not the case. And the team's in trouble, and both drivers getting taken out today. That's not good. But I'm scared about that team's future. I worry they're not going to be here at the moment.
You would have thought that the drivers maybe would have listened a bit more, and even the team weren't even that organized as well. Because at first, I remember the engineer was saying, "Okay, guys, you need to make the overtake at turn 1," and Nazar was like, "No, why would you want to do this? Whatever." He was trying to ignore the team orders, and then it gets to the second final turn, penultimate turn of Monaco, and suddenly Ericsson tries to make the move on the inside because he wanted to make matters into his own hands. And they take each other out, and both of them ended up retiring as well later on in the race. So I don't know what was going on there. To me, I think it was both of the drivers' fault, because Nazar shouldn't have ignored anyone in the first place, and also Ericsson shouldn't have made the move at that turn anyway, because Nazar wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. If they said to do it at turn 1, do it at turn 1. Listen to the rules. But this is what happens when you have two paid drivers, because the team can no longer tell the drivers, what the hell were you doing? They can't just be like, oh, you might get sacked at the end of the year or whatever for doing this. There's no punishment, because they're both paid drivers. They're paying Sauber to be in this team. So I don't know what Sauber's going to do. Sauber's, these last few years, have always been in trouble. Always being at the bottom. So I don't know what the future's going to be like. They've always been like this for the last 10 years.
It's ever since Peter Sauber, the guy who founded it, stopped putting his money in. I don't think he even has a big stake in the team anymore. I think he sold a lot of it. So I personally think there was talks that Alfa Romeo might buy the team. Ferrari will probably buy it and then stick Alfa stickers on it, and then they got another third car. That needs to happen, and I gotta be honest, that team will get saved in a way, but I don't think it's going to be Sauber anymore. I think the Sauber's dead. I think it needs to have a new brand. It needs a lot of money because at the end of the day, we can't have a situation when this team falls apart and then we get a new team and then we have another man in Marussia or whatever. So they need to save this team one way or another. And put some proper drivers in it. Ericsson's actually a decent driver. Don't get me wrong. Last year he did really good. The car was actually not bad last season, and got some points. So Ericsson's up there without a doubt. One of the faster drivers. Nazar, yeah, again, same. I think a lot of it comes down to the car, and then today it's just frustration. Look, you're fighting for 15th and 16th. Honestly,
yeah,
they're better than this.
I think what they need to do is follow the footsteps of Haas. Basically, I think they just need to get some parts from Ferrari or something. Just get a deal going in there because otherwise they're not going to be able to cope. Probably, I don't know if they have to do anything with the drivers or not. Maybe switch up the drivers lineup. But I guess there's nothing else they can do. Sauber, they don't even have bloody chairs in their garage. That's how bad it is right now. They're really struggling. They're really struggling. They're really trying to do everything to save as much money as they can. But yeah, it's one of those things, really. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sauber leave Formula One in the future.
I think that they'll leave, but I think the corporation behind it's definitely going to leave. But I think the team will stay because someone's going to buy it. Because there is this is a team we forgot that 8 years ago won a Formula One race with Robert Kubica.
Yeah.
Come on, that needs to stay one way or another. We can't lose this team.
Yeah.
So yeah, and have we gotten well, have we mentioned about Carlos Sainz?
No, we haven't.
I forgot. Was it bad? I might have forgotten what he did.
I
thought he went off at one point, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. I can't even remember myself. There was so much going on this race that I can't even remember. All I remember was Kvyat having his problems at the start.
Renault had the worst.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ! Yeah, the amount of front wings they lost.
At least they can afford it. They've got so much funding now.
Yeah.
No, Renault's sad to see. Yeah, like I said, we did talk about Palmer. I think that team is there. They can do it. Next year's going to be their big year. But what can you do? What can we do?
Yeah, Alex, I just want to say, like, move to the side, like, so you can see. You keep moving to the other side.
I keep forgetting that you've got like I'm half a screen.
Yeah.
If I go over here, they go better.
Yeah, I got a problem here as well because like my microphone's on this side, so like I'm trying to like talk like this, but then I can't fit.
Maybe we should swap this around. No. Anything else you want to discuss in the race? Because
there was also Pascal Wehrlein also having penalties as well.
I don't think they really care.
And Rio Haryanto struggling as well, even though that he has had the experience around Monaco, more experience than Wehrlein, I think. In fact.
Now I'm too fucking close to it. Yeah, it's. Mino will get there. They've got better pace this year. Give them time. It's
not gonna be easy as well. Now they're being sued as well, along with FOM because of Jules Bianchi.
Oh shit! We need that negative energy in F1, and I don't really do. I mean, I'm not gonna go too in that one, but.
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I know the Bianchi family's really upset about losing Jules. I think every single fan is sad. But at the end of the day, the team and the sport. I think the sport can be held responsible, but Manor shouldn't, because a Formula One driver goes in knowing the risks.
Yeah, you're right. The Formula One driver does know the risks, but you never know what could have happened. We don't have like all the evidence because it's like the Senna situation. Like no one knew what happened with Senna back in those days, and obviously someone tampered with the car. And we have proof of this because...
no, you just said that.
Yeah, but look, listen. One person went down for manslaughter.
Really?
On the witness team, yeah. In the trial. So this is not like conspiracy talk. This is 100% proof. He went down for manslaughter. He didn't go to prison because apparently there's a law in San Marino, Italy, like that. If you are like found guilty 13 years, after 13 years, it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, so he didn't go to prison at all. I can't remember his name, but I've seen him on Pete Windsor's videos a few times.
I just want to add to it real quick. You seriously think they're gonna try and kill Bianchi? Like the guy
No,
is
no,
giving
obviously not gonna try.
Ferrari
No. I don't mean that they're trying to kill Bianchi. Of course not. But I mean like they don't want to take responsibility for what happened. They obviously something took place that we don't know about, like some communication issues or something, and now they're suing them because you don't just sue someone for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. Yes, they're sad, but they obviously are still upset. But it's been a while now since Bianchi passed away. I'm pretty sure now they've like put their minds to it and looked at everything, looked at all the evidence, and said, "Hey, we need to do something about this. We need to get justice for Jules Bianchi." And the drivers themselves, they don't want to speak out about it. So
I think
there's something going on there.
I'm gonna suggest now we change to a lighter topic. But I think I've got about 15-20 minutes left. So we'll go and try and jump through these last few segments quickly. Halo's now been confirmed for 2017, which is a real shame. I was really looking forward to F1 2017, and then they had this roll bar on. We've proven it hasn't worked. What's wrong with the Aero shield? We have to go one way, which is fair enough. Why not the Aero shield? That worked fine. It looked fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's like, have you seen the tyres as well? I like the tyres though. The new tyres they're bringing in.
The tyres are like old 70s. I love it.
So if you don't know already, there's this new tyre regulation that they're going to be bringing in next year. So basically, the rear tyres are going to be bigger than the front tyres, and they pretty much look like the 90s cars.
It's the same already. It's actually the front tyres are smaller than the rear, but they're just sort of going to a new extreme now.
Yeah.
Just want to throw that in. There's that, and there's also 2007 aerodynamics coming back in a way. 2007, 2008. Well, it's sort of
that type of aerodynamics. I like that era.
Yeah, and it's all looking amazing. We're gonna get We're gonna get a fast-paced modern F1 more like what we're used to.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they decide we're gonna stick this shitty little roll bar on it. It's like, I'm sorry. But of course, on top of that, we found this out a couple of days ago. Not many people know about it, and you're going to probably be first to hear it here on a Hosted. There's going to be a new test, and they're going to be testing prototype 2017 cars, the new Ferrari and the new Mercedes. They're going to be getting tests in July and August for the 2017 cars. So work is already underway. So that's going to be interesting to see what these new 2017 cars are going to be like. Whether
and
we
obviously
still
with
have
the new tyres as well would have to be.
Yeah. Oh yes, it's for the Pirelli test.
Right.
Oh, so it'll probably be more like a 2016 car with 2017 bits on it, but yeah. So we talked about the Halo. That's unfortunately happening, but I think we'll get used to it. Yeah. Do you want to talk about any news from F1 2016 in the game?
Yeah. So with F1 2016 in the game, so there was news about the beta being released as well. 300 people will be able to sign up to play the game on all three platforms. 100 spaces for 100 codes for PC, 100 for Xbox One, 100 for PS4. But there's quite a lot of hype at the moment for this game because obviously there's new features being introduced into the game with Aero and Tim and Marek obviously making videos about it. And it's trending right now. It's obviously a big topic, of course, and it's going to be interesting to see if F1 2016 is going to be the great game as it's being hyped out to be. Now the problem is that they're not talking much about handling and AI, which worries me. But hopefully the handling and the AI there won't be any issues with that, and there won't be any issues with online and stuff like that. Because the problem is with Codemasters, when they introduce too many new features, they seem to not be able to cope on release day and have to fix a shit ton of issues. So
you guys heard it first. F1 2016 is going to be shit. You heard it right here, right now. We haven't said it, but we're basically hinting it, and I agree. It's going to be dreadful. It's going to be the worst thing ever. But now then, I think we should move on from that. We've talked about that. I want to discuss. Let's break it up a bit. We've got a few topics left. Kvyat and Verstappen, 2 races after their switch. Do you still think it was the right decision from Red Bull? That was the thing.
I think it was a bit rude to do it to Kvyat, but I think Verstappen is an insane driver. But then again, he's still very young. Like you saw what happened today at Monaco. Would Kvyat do the same thing? I don't think so. I think Kvyat would have been a bit more experienced. I don't think he would have made the mistake. But yeah, interesting topic right there you came up with.
Yes, I think my view on it is yeah, Verstappen obviously deserved the seat, but you know, there was talks of could Kvyat could he have won in Spain? I reckon had he kept the same strategy, I think he could have won. I think Kvyat's actually a really decent driver. He did have a few cock ups. At the end of the day, it was only because they wanted to put Verstappen in. I don't think it was actually anything to do with Kvyat. So I know if Kvyat keeps his head cool and keeps pushing, I'll see him in the Williams in 2017. I'm saying that right now.
Interesting.
Kvyat for Williams in
I
2017.
haven't thought of that at all.
So what? There's two seats up for 2017 at Williams. I don't know what Bottas is doing. I could see him staying. Otherwise, I could see him going to Renault or something because there might be an opportunity at Works team.
What about Massa? I haven't heard anything about Massa.
Sorry, Mickey. He's going to higher. I'm not. I think Massa's hit his time. Without a doubt, we need to get some new young guys in now. Massa retiring from F1 could see it happening, or maybe he goes to Sauber. Because if I was Williams, I'd be looking at two new young guns right now. And Bottas, unless he gets the Ferrari seat, I think he's staying at Williams or he's going to Renault. Why do I say Renault? Yeah, again, even though they're struggling at the moment, that's a Works car right there. The Works teams are where to be, especially in the. We might even see Renault win it again. You never know. 10 years after, so wouldn't count Renault out of it. So maybe Bottas to Renault, Kvyat to Williams makes sense because I think he could shine in a Mercedes power unit car and something maybe a little bit more suited to him in a much calmer atmosphere. Yeah. And maybe a first driver role as well. Maybe see Sainz going to Williams. If I was them, I'd look at taking up some of their ex-Red Bull drivers because they're bloody quick drivers.
Yeah.
So yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there. We have talked a bit about now. We're talking about 2017 driver seats already. Silly season has begun. So yeah, final. All right, let's just wrap this up. Driver of the day.
Driver of the day. That's interesting. I'm gonna say Perez.
Perez. I'm gonna say Hamilton. Otherwise, it would be Perez. Yeah. And next race in Canada, definitely going to be an interesting one. Definitely looks like a Mercedes dominant win already with the power unit race.
I think it's going to be between. Well, then again, Ferrari could do well with their engine, but I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be between Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes, of course. But I think it's going to be Verstappen, Ricciardo, and Hamilton fighting for podium positions. But yeah, that was it for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you drop a like, and if you're watching this on Oversteer, please make sure you obviously share this out as well. So by the way, we'll be streaming podcasts on MickeyMoTionZ and F1 Races live there as well. So if you want to check that out, make sure you go check out MickeyMoTionZ. And if you're on MickeyMoTionZ right now, make sure you go check out Oversteer as well. And also one more thing, make sure you check out AGUKHD's channel because he is a brilliant addition to this show. I don't know what I'll do without him. And yeah, and Denny.
Without me.
And also subscribe to Denny's channel. It was at TF Gamers 1. The links are in the description right now, so you'll be able to find that already. So yeah, subscribe to all those channels. Oh yeah, one more thing, we're doing a giveaway. I will be announcing it later tonight. F1 2016 giveaway. So yeah, a lot of hype, and I want to say thanks for 5,000 subscribers as well. We're already at what 5.3k subscribers. This is the second time I've reached 5,000 subscribers on this channel, by the way. So.
And I'm not much higher, but I have gotten to 438, and I have been running into technical. I'm basically having a Mickey, because the reason I haven't been doing as much, I'll show you all, because Mickey doesn't know about this. My mic stand's finished. Then actually, yeah, I'll show you. We can't see, but there you can see the little connection there. That is basically worn down, and this thing keeps falling off. So I can't do professional commentaries right now, which pisses me off. And they won't be back till Friday or Saturday because I have to bring. Wait,
what microphone are you using right now?
I'm using the headset.
Oh really? It sounds not bad.
It's actually all right from there. So I might, if it doesn't sound too bad, I'll have a listen back from this after. We'll probably be okay. I'm planning. Yep.
It sounded like the Blue Snowball. Seriously.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay, maybe we'll stick for this for a while, and then I can get. Thank you, Scola. I do appreciate it. I'm going to bury it in my backyard.
Let's do a quick Q&A, real quick, guys.
Yeah,
questions.
Let's do that.
Questions, real quick, just in these next 5 minutes. I'll read the previous comments from before as well.
Question to Mickey: is it small? Yes, it is. There you go.
Checo, Perez, mate, Beast. Indy 500 lads. We're not watching Indy 500. Are you? I think it's on right now, isn't it?
I'll watch the highlights.
Yeah,
probably.
watch the highlights.
I've got to go to work in like half an hour, so I
Yeah.
work as a kitchen porter. I hate it. Yeah, so unfortunately, it gives me the funding to carry on this.
Boss Mode says, I think Perez got podium finishes in Belgium, Abu Dhabi, Russia, USA, and Monaco. Most recent last year, he did a podium finish.
It was Russia who got the podium. That was it.
Right.
I remember.
Scholar Devil says, thanks for streaming, great podcast, and it says rest in peace, Mike Stand.
Yeah, thank you. Do appreciate it.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Like I said, check out our channels, like, comment, and all that good stuff. This is MickeyMoTionZ and AGUKHD for Overstay West End now.
Almost.
Peace.
See
And
ya.
Grease. Oh shit, I streamed onto something else. Hold on. We're still not finished. We're still not finished. You guys love us so much that we're still not finished.